Jones, 6 of 8 in that drive, 5 different receivers. Play action on first down, looking to launch deep. Smith is wide open, makes a catch, and is spun out of bounds in Ohio State territory, but they lost the Heisman winner.
Wow, Devonta Smith, Mac Jones, Najee Harris, and Nick Saban, they all really made a statement last night. Welcome to a reaction to the college football championship game between Alabama and Ohio State.
Joining us today is a guy who balled in his bedroom last night for a couple of hours after his beloved Buckeyes got blown out. Welcome to Sportsified News, Drew.
Thanks for having me. Yes, the rumors are true that I cried for an unspecified period of time early this morning. Alabama swept away Ohio State like a crimson tide.
Oh boy, who invited him on here?
Sportsified.
Alright, so we're going to post questions about the game, college football, and the NFL draft, and then go around and give our very well thought out responses. Where do you guys think their turning point in the game was? Because as you might not remember, it was a close game. BAMA only led 21-17 early in the second quarter, and then things just seemed to fall apart. What caused that?
It was a close game, wasn't it? I think the Buckeyes' intensity kind of fell apart after Devonta Smith got injured. You would think it would make it easier to stop the Crimson Tide offense without their top receiver, but they showed off their plethora of weapons. Mac Jones started feeding the ball to all their receivers, and top 5's Heisman finisher, running back Najee Harris, got more involved in the run game. It really allowed Alabama's offensive versatility to shine. I also think their play calling had a huge impact on this game. Drew, your thoughts?
Well, Bama's dangerous offense seemingly baffled the OSU defense in the second half as the Buckeyes let the Tide roll touchdown after touchdown onto their score. I can't say enough good things about Devonta Smith. This guy's on another level. With an impressive QB like Jones, Smith was able to make catch after catch, seemingly always wide open. For the entire first half, Buckeye fans were constantly wondering, how is he that open? Devonta Smith is quick. Cornerback Shaun Wade gave his all, but Smith made plays with and without the ball.
Yeah, Smith looked unstoppable. No matter who Alabama played this year, their offense appeared unreal. While many came into this game expecting it to be fairly close, definitely did not end that way. Like Drew said, Ohio State's top defensive talent couldn't keep up with the Tide. Because of this, Ohio State needed a huge offensive showing to stay alive. And they did for a while in the first quarter and early in the second, but injuries and a lack of confidence caught up to them and made it impossible for them to come back. Alabama is still on the rise too. Many were shocked by how good their offense was considering how many key players they lost after last year. But Mac Jones and Devonta Smith showed that you can never count Bama out. Mac Jones even said after the game that this Alabama team should be considered the best college football team of all time. And he may have a point. But let's move on to the NFL draft. Braylon, where do you think Devonta Smith will end up in this draft?
Well, I think going number 2 to the Jets is now a real possibility. Most of the previous mock drafts have New York selecting Ohio State's quarterback, Justin Fields, second overall. But his subpar showing in this game may change that. Devonta Smith has shown he's a very legitimate NFL weapon, and can probably impact pro games right away. If the Jets front office believes that Sam Darnold can become the franchise talent they imagined when they selected him third overall in 2018, Smith could be the way to go, and New York would have a very dynamic duo for years to come.
I agree with most of that, except Justin Fields' draft stock shouldn't really go down, even after a completion percentage of just over 50%. He's a real dual threat, and look at his performance in the national semifinals. 6 touchdowns to just 1 pick. I think that game showed his true potential. He was only slowed by one of the best defenses in the country, and even with that, it just looked like an off game.
And now our final topic of the day or night or morning or whenever you're watching this, Nick Saban. I've been watching his Aflac commercials, and I really think he has a future in acting. I mean, just look at his performance in the latest advertisement. Pure gold. All jokes aside, he's created a dynasty in Tuscaloosa. 6 championships with Bama since he was hired away from LSU in 2007. That means almost half the seasons he's been with the Crimson Tide, they won it all.
And coaching their games is really only part of the job. Saban's helped to create a top-notch recruiting program filled with the top high school prospects. At this point, many players choose Alabama because they know it's their best shot at a championship, even if they have to sit behind other top prospects for a couple of years to get their chance, because they know that Nick Saban wins. Drew, you want to do the outro?
I've been waiting for you to ask. Thanks for watching Sportsified News. Make sure to subscribe and check out their podcast on Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Spotify, and more. I probably won't, but they'll catch you in the next one.
Cannot be stopped. A truly special performance by the Heisman Trophy winner. 3 touchdowns in the first half.
He's in the inside. You'll see Ohio State safety Williamson work to the middle, and he's just going to hit this crease. And Tough Borland, the middle linebacker, is going to try to stay with him and try to get vertical with him. You just can't make that play. It's impossible for Tough Borland. And they split Wade and Williamson, the safety, in that seam.